Good evening again. Good evening once again, you lovely people of the YouTube community. And I've brought Stuart from Telford Paranormal and Urbex Investigations and more back on again tonight, guys, because I felt that Bobby last night brought a good valid point during our live last night as regards to did we think that the most haunted is fake or not? And I don't know what your feelings are, Stu, but I'm gonna like ask you what you feel
Yeah,
as regards
that's fine.
to a if they're fake or not, and explain to me why. I'll explain
Yeah.
afterwards my feelings, but at the
hmm
same time, your experiences on all your investigations, whether you think that if you get something every time, it's not going to be quite like that, or whether sometimes you're going to get nothing. So what's your
Well, yeah.
feelings
To
then?
to to answer your question there, no, you're not going to get anything every single time you go out on a investigation because
No two investigations are the same.
yeah, it's like Sans just said, the co-founder of Telford Paranormal. No two investigations are the same. I mean, we can go out on an investigation and catch absolutely nothing,
And then go back again a
uh,
few weeks later and get loads.
and go back a few weeks later and get loads. But say we're on a investigation and we've got cameras scattered all around the place. We're using our phones. Um, we're using camcorders and all that sort of stuff. And our viewers are seeing what we're seeing.
We don't get nothing,
But
that's what they see.
if we don't get nothing, that's what the viewers see. And if we accidentally knock something over or accidentally kick a cat ball, then we debunk that.
And say,
But
sorry guys, that was us.
I say sorry, guys, that was us, and I'm just copying what Sam's saying here. But what we're talking about tonight, people with most haunted, which are very well known across the world, we are actually debunking some of their content because of once they did 30 Years Drive up in Pontefract, Yorkshire. It's all over the papers and through YouTube that they have faked it.
I mean, I
So
think it was well staged, wasn't it? And the only way I can express my feeling, it is fake, 100%.
yeah,
But at the same time, what people have got to remember, especially their viewers of the TV program, is to me it was more for entertainment purposes to show people what could occur on an investigation. Now, if they portrayed it to the public that it was for entertainment purposes only, it wasn't actually like live, and it weren't actually events that did actually really happen. Then they wouldn't be looked at as fake because they would have expressed that. Because they haven't, and made people believe it's fake, what's happened as much as like compare that to like your investigations. Um, I mean, not every time you're going to get results or anything come through at all.
Yeah.
But how would you compare your thoughts with somebody that would fake an investigation as opposed to the way that you carry your group? And if somebody accidentally goes near one of the REM pods or a cat ball, they will say, that was me, I was close. So the audience can see it's debunked and it's them that actually has done that, as opposed to somebody actually faking it.
Yeah,
What's your thought?
as soon as that happens, then we debunk that. We're not going to say we're not going to say on a live video or a pre-recorded video. Oh, look, the REM pod's going off. Can you set that off one more time for us? No, we're not going to say that, because if we know that that was us, we will automatically straight away debunk it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been on an investigation yourself with us, Steve, up in. You did a lot with us in Cheshire, and you did a couple with us locally and down in Mid Wales.
See, it's hard enough the audience for watching paranormal stuff in the first place because it's like a specialist subject anyway. You know,
Yeah.
So it's only going to draw like a minimal crowd into that unless people are 100% believing in it.
Yeah.
But for
this
especially
is
to come along
this is another reason why I've kind of slowed things down a bit. I've dropped down a gear because there's so many groups out there that are faking it, and people seem to be interested in them teams and not the teams that are going out and finding the truth and not faking it.
I mean, because there's a lot of people that used to watch that program, the Most Haunted.
Yeah.
And a lot of them would like get well into it, think, fuck me, look at that. Well, you know what's and then to only think at the end of it that they faked everything. Now that must be a bit disheartening for groups like yourself, right? That only work on the truth, what comes through. I've been out on investigations numerous times, with you and your group, and there have been times where we've gone out and there's absolutely nothing that come through whatsoever. At a location, maybe 2 different locations, nothing's come through. But then when we've visited it later in the year, again, something might come through. So therefore it shows the people it's the truth, it's what's happening, it's what's there, as opposed to it being staged like the Most Haunted.
See, our first time up in Cheshire at the Screaming House, we had that door closed on command. There was no reason for us to return to that place after that first visit.
No, I mean that was a brilliant investigation. That was
because if you guys who are watching, if you go over to my channel and take a look at it, it's Spirit Closes Door upon our request. That was actually at the Screaming House in Cheshire. It's a well-known location. What loads of teams have done, and there is another video on YouTube somewhere that another team have done there, and the door had closed on them as well.
I mean, it's hard enough to get people to believe in the paranormal, in the first instance. So it's not good when these fucking programs and teams come along and fake stuff to make people believe to get the views, because that's what I believe it's about. That program needed viewers. They thought they'd to make it as interesting as possible, but they've actually damaged the paranormal world by doing that. Haven't they realised that?
Well, if they think they can try and get away with it, then they're wrong, because there's a lot of debunkers out there that have done a live video or pre-recorded video on them and tried to prove to the nation who they are.
I mean, for the things that can happen on an investigation, that would be a great watching. But to make it sit there as a viewer to believe that's what exactly happened, is wrong.
Yeah.
But if they come across to say this is what could occur on any investigation, then I think that would have been a lot greater. That may not have damaged the paranormal world, because now people are going to be down thinking what's real, what's fake, and they're not going to be able to decipher. Whereas your videos that you've got there, I will put a link to the video Stuart's talking about as regards to the door closing. That's on his channel. I'll put a link in the description at the end of this live. It's damaged the, because how can you sit there now and prove that this is true and this has actually happened and he hasn't been fake? I mean, there must be other groups, around the UK, around the world, that do fake things. There must be groups that do that. But when they get found out, unfortunately, that's their credibility down the fucking drain.
Yeah.
Whereas all of your stuff that you've ever done, you've recorded up front, either live or pre-recorded, and nothing's staged, nothing's edited. So viewers can view your videos and see, wow, that actually happened. It's in front of my eyes. I was
whatever's pre-recorded that night. I'll come home and I'll work on that video. I'll
edit it.
I won't edit anything out of it. I might put a few effects in it from the beginning to the end, and that's about it. And then I'll upload that video.
Well, I'm going to read actually the newspaper article if I've still got it up there. Yeah, I'm going to actually read the newspaper article from the Express.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was dated Wednesday, October.
We can't hear you, Steve.
Only. I might log off the screen then, Stu.
What?
Your audio's bad, Steve.
I'm not sure if I went off the screen then.
No, you didn't, but the audio went.
Was I still on the article?
You were still on screen, but your audio went.
Does it work back now?
Your audio's back now, yeah.
Still hear me, Stu?
Yeah.
Is that working better?
Yeah.
Is that back now?
Yeah.